What you think about the inauguration, like the party? Like everybody's like backing out and stuff. What do you feel about that, man? Like all these artists, like black artists backing out. Because it's kind of crazy because it's like people getting called, they're being called coons because they're going to meet with Trump. Like Steve Harvey's getting called a coon and all these different people. Even, so it's like, should they not go meet? You know what I'm saying? How you feel about that? I just think it's preposterous for black people to still be looking to politicians for answers, to keep it real with you. You know what I'm saying? For me, you know what I'm saying, in this day and age, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think no matter what, having a meeting with the president, no matter who it is, has some cachet to it. Okay. And people are impressed with that. And, if the president sends for you, it's hard to just say, I'm not going to see the president.
Right.
And also, like, I would imagine if the president called me, whoever the president is, and I don't come, I would anticipate problems. That's the president. So if let's say you don't trust the government,
he gets somebody like to come handle you real quick. Like,
handle me. If I'm saying
like I'm just saying, as the president,
if you think politics is corrupt, most people are pretty sure about that.
Right.
And and you think that they cheat, having an open, saying I'm not coming through when you get sent for. If you're with the wrong kind of person, he could put your button on you. So, that's one way to look at it.
So, like Steve Harvey, you didn't show up,
he might, it could have gave him credit. All of a sudden, you got tax problems and this, that, and the third. Wow. Like, I can remember certain people that were down with me that said certain things on television, and all of a sudden they got harassed by the government. You know what I'm saying? So,
damn.
That happens. So that's one thing. But then the other thing is, like I said, like I don't agree with Trump's way of getting elected. You know what I mean? The things he said and the disrespect toward women and people that aren't from America, and even the way he contradicts or he's condescending toward, black people. But I almost think he was doing that as
to get elected.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't necessarily think I'd want to be the president so bad that I would go against all my principles,
morals and standards,
and my morals to get there. But at the end of the day, you have to look at the nature of this beast. Pause. He's an entrepreneur, and he's in the entrepreneurial world, very corporate. And all that matters in corporate is money. There's no heart, no integrity.
Right.
That's what controls. That's what I can consider the darkness. That's when the dark controls your action. When money means more to you than love, and you'll do anything for it. Obviously, you also got to look like a lot of people, if they don't have money, they wouldn't be able to get girls. They wouldn't be able to get in the club. They wouldn't ever be socially accepted. So to like a nerd or someone that can't get girls without the money, that's why it is everything. That's why you see guys that are lames and bottle service with girls because they could buy it.
Right.
The problem is human nature.
That's interesting that you say it because you said that before, man. It's like, so before you had money, you still was getting girls? You still was hot, like Maggie?
Well, I don't really remember not having money. You know what I'm saying? So I was getting money my whole life.
Right. I mean, when your money was, it wasn't like.
It was, relatively speaking, I always have more money than most of the people that were in front of me. So, it doesn't matter if you have more money than everyone in the world. All that matters really is what you can see.
Money in a relationship, as far as relationships with women for a man, it obviously changes things. You've seen that, yeah.
It always does. Money changes relationships. Every relationship that I've had that went north, it was all because of money. It was all because I'm the middleman, I'm the plug, I'm the connect. And once you get to a certain level, you don't need the middleman or the plug. But what I found was a lot of people pretended to be my friends to be closer to me than they were because of what I could do for them or because I was paying them. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you look at people that hang out with the people that work for them, you really got to think, would those people be around if they weren't paying them? And why would this person only hang out with people that pay him?
That's a damn good way to gauge somebody, though. If you think about it, it's like shit. I mean, if you're gonna be around, like while the chips are down, or while we not, like I'm not giving you anything, but you still fooling with me.
One of the reasons why I honestly fell in love with Raquel is because she came around right when all the bad press started to happen.
Right.
When the foreclosures started to get talked about and the tax problems, she'd be the one that was fielding those calls, that was getting the calls from press, all of those things. And, despite whatever struggles it looked like, she was always there. She was always genuine. So it's better to meet a girl while you're struggling, or a girl to meet a guy, or people to know each other when they don't have nothing, because you know if it's genuine.
So basically, that's what really intrigued you even more about it, because she can handle that pressure. That type of scrutiny towards you.
It was not only that, but she didn't really know who I was. So like I tend to be attracted to girls or women. Women.
What? She didn't know who you were.
Not really. In certain cultures, you'd be surprised. Like, you think hip hop is so big, but if you go into like South Carolina, to a place where it's just complete, they don't know the business behind stuff, nor do they care. So I'm big to people that care in the business, that want to know about the business and the music. But if you don't care about the business, why would you care about me? And you wouldn't know who I was. So she really didn't realize, and she didn't, most people don't know who I am or the magnitude of who I am.
Right.
Some people might look at me and say, oh, Rockefeller, and that's it. And to me, that doesn't define me.
Yeah.
That's just the loudest voice.
Absolutely.
But the people that I've put on have gotten way bigger than Rockefeller, like a Kevin Hart, like a Lee Daniels, like a Rachel Roy. You know what I'm saying? But people don't know about all those little things. And there's a lot of things I'm a part of that I don't talk about. So a lot of people don't know I own Rachel Roy because I'm not there. I'm not at the office. I'm not the spokesperson for it. They expect me to be running around and dancing on the stage. And that's what signifies ownership. The only reason why I used to be on the stage.
For black people. Most of the time, that's what signifies.
When they see you on the stage, they think you own something. But what people don't understand is the celebrities don't own something. They're usually hired to bring awareness to something that someone that doesn't have celebrity own.
Right.
So a fund will come, put up the money, and say, we got to get somebody famous.
Because you never really see like the owner, like white companies, or just others, let's say others, as the mascot and the brand. Like, they don't really run around.
You don't usually see the owner be the muse of the brand.
Absolutely.
Of a big corporation. Little ones, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But even with my company now, where before I was making money off other people, these last couple of years, I just been making money off me.
Right.
It's been about Dame Dash. It hasn't been about making money off the people I know. I think it's one of the great reasons why Cam and I are still so close and brothers, because years ago, we just, it wasn't about anything but friendship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We talk to each other. There's no profit to it. It's just, we talk as friends.
You just got off the phone, like, you just holler at you.
We talk often.
Right.
So the people that I don't do business with, that you would think I would be, like Citizen Cole, Alice, all of those people, that I don't do business with them because it always kills the friendship, some way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. Even though Cam and I've gotten a lot, but let's get it twisted. Cam and I've gotten a lot of money together.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it hasn't affected
nothing. And if I need something,
but with Cope, you also gave him a lot of advice. But I see that Cope is really sharp as far as like his outcome. Yeah, his business. Like,
usually if I'm around an artist, it's because they have the mentality of a businessman. Mm-hmm. So that's why Cam and I and Cope and I are cool, because they are the muses, but they make money off themselves.
Right.
They've learned how to master taking care of their own careers.
Right.
And a lot of artists don't know how to take care of their careers. Like, an artist usually wants to do what only makes them comfortable. That's why they're artists. And business and,
if something
dollars
doesn't go right, they blame you for it, and then you have it.
Yeah, I mean, that's emotional. When you think about when you're making money on somebody, when things go right, it's not your fault. When things go wrong, it's always your fault.
Right.
When things go right, it's never because of what you did. It's because of what they did, and then they resent you for making money off them. But when things go wrong, and let's say they lose some money, now you just made it where they lost bread and they mad at you. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is.
So like, back to like the party, right? Do you feel like it's great publicity for any artist to perform at the inauguration, or do you feel like it's kind of like?
I mean, as far as
black artists.
Honestly, I think anyone that performs with Trump, their agenda is clear. They're only there to be seen. Because I honestly, as I'm looking
at it,
can't really
see anybody like really rolling with that politics, that mindset.
I just don't see anybody publicly agreeing with Trump. You know what I'm saying? They just don't agree with him. I've never seen someone in that position so disliked. Where there's like, people in the street mad about it. Like, people can't get over it, and I can understand it. I think the reason why I'm not so concerned is because I've never been concerned with the president, because they don't affect my money. I'd be worried about other people. Based on my tax demographic, I should be a Republican. But I've always been a Democrat because I'm always, worried about the bigger picture and people other than myself.
Right.
But other than that, whether it was Reagan, Bush, or Obama, or Clinton, they've never affected how I get my money or when I get my money or how I get my money. I've never depended on the government for anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if anything, I remember like once when I was younger and, you know, I was getting evicted, I went and got welfare to pay for it. I got on welfare for a second, but it was like just to like maneuver, you know what I mean? I was in the street, but honestly,
how old were you?
I was like 18, 19, but I was a kid that had lost his moms and was living on his own. So in my mind, I was robbing them, but really, I did need the help.
Yo, this is Kenyatta with Hip Hop Motivation. First of all, I want to tell everybody out there, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to our YouTube page. And if you haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to our YouTube page, make sure you do so. Stay in tune. We have a lot more to come. Peace. Deciding from thoughts of being sick and tired of something, starting something, or admiring something can be the emotions that fuel change. Because write this down. Emotion leads to passion, passion leads to action, and action leads to results. Word up. Question: what's the number one killer of dreams? If you said fear, you're wrong. Fear is on the list, but it's not the number one killer. The number one killer of dreams is comfort. The comfort of a good paying job or in an active relationship can seduce us for many years into the rhythm of accepting things without making any moves to change, further numbing us into a state of zombie-like passiveness. Write this down. Passiveness will cause your dreams to pass you by.
Dash thing. Nah, I don't want to chill out, bro. You know what I want to do? Believe in yourself. Build your own personal wealth. Then that becomes personal health. I think I'm rhyming. How about that?
Everything go down here. Just gotta, know what I mean, be a little smart.
I see you grooving right now, dude.
I was in my groove.
Yeah. I started daydreaming. I started thinking about something.
I'm a musician.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to spend all kinds of money. Like the dollar, like the euro, like the pound, like the franc pause, I like the yen.